I want to play. I want to play a little game with you for a second and test your knowledge of your liberty and freedom. It's really not a game. I just want to ask you a question. Do you think that you have the constitutional right to refuse a vaccination? I thought the answer to that question was yes. I thought that I had the right to refuse somebody injecting my body with something that I felt was useless to me. For example, I don't take the flu shot. The last time I did that, I got really sick with the flu. And since then, I haven't taken the shot and I haven't gotten the flu. I don't know how that works, but to me, my common sense says flu shot, no good. And I have the right to do that. And that is apparently because it's only to protect myself. Okay? Now, I want you to see if you can make rational sense of this. The flu kills more people than this Resident Evil thing that we've got, and that's by the books. And I suspect that a lot of the fatalities that we've seen that have been labeled that have been because of the flu, because that seems to have magically disappeared since we're supposed to be scared. But let's stay on point. You actually don't have a say in whether or not you take Bill and Melinda Gates' vaccine if and when they decide to make it compulsory. And I didn't know that. I believe that just like the flu shot, that I had the right, the constitutional right, the liberty to refuse getting poison injected into my system. But apparently the Supreme Court, 1905, there is a case, Jacobson versus Massachusetts. And this, basically in a nutshell, this guy got a polio vaccine, first round of the mandatory polio vaccine, and he ended up getting jacked up for it. And they had a second mandatory inoculation, and he said no. And he ended up having to go to court, standing on his right as a free American to refuse it. And the Supreme Court upheld that the state had the right to basically have compulsory vaccinations if they saw fit. Now, the reason was this, because the polio vaccination, the reason why it was pushed and it was deemed necessary and compulsory was it wasn't for the individual, it was so that the population didn't get it. Okay? Follow me here. Follow me closely now. If you take a look at that precedent, you listen to that legalese, the wording in that. What we have right now with the mask, even though that multiple doctors that aren't part of this bullshit system, that's just the ones that are telling the truth are telling the physiological facts that covering up your face with something is not healthy. That's part of human respiration. Exhalation is important because we do that to get rid of stuff that we don't need in our system. We're supposed to inhale fresh oxygen, and then we exhale, okay? That's the way humans work. That's the way we work. That's the way we were designed. If we were supposed to have a mask, a covering on our face, then whatever created us would have hooked us up with that. We have thumbs. I mean, whatever it is, we would have been taken care of. But the mask is a compliance test. The mask is a compliance test, and what it is, it's a psy-op. What we have going on in America right now, it is a psy-op. What they're doing is getting you to buy into the bullshit. It's not for your health, it's for everyone else's health. So what we're supposed to do is suffocate ourselves a little bit, slowly suffocate ourselves with the hope that somebody might not, hopefully, maybe, someday, possibly won't catch a magical boogeyman that seems to shapeshift every time whatever they have us be scared about this time proves to be false. And Americans are complying with this to the point where people are arguing and fighting with people because they're so terrified that this magical boogeyman is going to get them while they're in Walmart. You're in Walmart, a store with hundreds of people, thousands of people being through there throughout the day, and you're touching those things. Your eyes are exposed. Those are mucous membranes as well, dummies. Do you have goggles on? Like, if you just stop and think for a minute about what's going on, what they're doing, what they're telling us, and what they're instructing us to do, feel, how they want us to act and react, you've got to stop and ask, man, what is this? What is this? And what it is this. I'll give you an example. And this dawned on me the other day. Whenever a country, a powerful country like America, wants to overthrow a standing government, it's not feasible to go out into that country with your balls swinging, with military might. That right there, for morality reasons, Geneva Convention, and all of the the agreements that we have to not do things like that, we can't do it. So what we do is we send people from various alphabet agencies, attach them to lions to protect them, and then we send those people and they subvert the society, and they plant bullshit. They plant an ideology, a belief. They plant a movement, and they get the people that are there. They prop these people up and equip them, arm them, train them, and then unleash those people on that society. And from America's point of view, we look at it and we like, oh, those people have social unrest over there, and they're just fighting amongst each other. But like we're the bully that instigates the little homies to go fight. That's what that is. It's a crash dummy system. And so we go over there, we get the groups, the factions, the insurgents of that area. We amp these guys up, set them loose on the society. It disrupts the society, and eventually it's a weapons hot. They subvert all of the political stuff and end up dragging the leaders through the street. Now, if you want a really good example of that, just look at what they did with Gaddafi. Gaddafi in Libya, the story that we see on the propaganda was that he was such a, he was a terrible dude, this, that, and the other. But if you understand what that guy was trying to do over there, you can see the banana in the tailpipe in this. That guy was trying to get off of the global system. He was trying to get out of this club, the very club that's destroying the world right now, not just America. He was trying to detach from them. He was trying to start his own system. This dude was trying to start his own currency system that was backed by gold, not this fiat bullshit that we have. He was trying to do better for his country, and some kind of way, the people turned on him. That was by design. That was by design, because we needed that dude out of the way so that place could crumble under the regime that did what we say. Now, all you got to do is understand that's the way that it works. You stage the equipment, you bring in the operatives, they do their work, and then the insurgents, the whatever, the rebels, they're fully equipped, they're fully trained, they're fully backed, and they got air support. Now look at what we got going on in America. This Black Lives Matter movement that's been hijacked by Antifa or whatever this is, that, my friends, is the insurgency in America, just like it was the insurgency in Libya. We've got a leader in this country that, for whatever reason, it has to be that he's a racist, that he's all of these terrible things, and everything that he says, everything he does is negative in all these different things. There are all these different negative things. Since he was elected, there's a faction that would have Americans think that he's the worst president ever, even though he's done more to expose some of the corruption and all of that stuff. Like all of the things that I see I'm not biased against or toward him. I just pay attention to what he's done. And what he's done was try to make America matter. What he's done was go against the grain of the narrative that has really destroyed our country, to the point where they have committed treason trying to get him out of office. America is being torn apart from the inside out, because a country that's already fighting itself is easier to invade and overtake than a country that is united. Now I'm bringing it all the way back to the point that I am here to make. Men, dude, it is time for men to become men again. Like, I've gotten a couple of messages from angry women that feel like I'm hard on the feminist movement, and I'm hard on the homosexuality movement. And the truth of the matter is I don't like either one of them. I don't like either one of them one bit, and I'm not afraid to say it. Do I have something against homosexuals? No, not against the people, but I think that is absolutely an abomination. That's the way I believe. It's what I think. And I believe that the acceptance of these things, the normalization of these things, all of this stuff is leading us to a path of destruction. You can't argue otherwise, because we're worse off since we started making everything okay than we've ever been in the history of this country. But if you listen to the victimized people that are in the BLM movement, in the feminist movement, in the gay alphabet communities, America's the worst place to be. If that's the case, all of you should collectively get together and go find an island and destroy one another over there. Because there's a lot of Americans that love what this country is supposed to be, and I'm one of them. I'm calling men to action. I'm calling men to action. Nobody likes being called out on their shit, but here's the deal. Chances are you're not doing anything at all to reach the potential that you were sent here to reach. I don't see a lot of men at all doing anything but talking or hiding. It's time for men to be men. It's time for men to come out of the shell of femininity and start being men again. And what does that mean? We've got to fix what is broken. And the only way we can do that, the only way that can start, is for us to come together, put this racial shit to the side, all of this stuff, the religious differences to the side. If you're in America, you're an American. Whatever your God is, I'm pretty sure that your God is peaceful. It's not us against them. It's not any of that. Those are divisive tactics. Those are weapons used by the other side to get us to fight amongst one another. We don't have to do that, but it's up to the men to lead. It is up to the men to lead, because we've given way too much. We've given way too much and allowed ourselves to be beaten into something that we're not meant to be. You're not supposed to be an emotional bitch. So get off your knees to the state, get on your knees to your God. Ask him what you're supposed to do and get about doing that. Let's take our country back, guys. If we don't make decisions and changes and decide how this is going to come out, someone's going to do it for us. And none of us are going to like what comes out of that. Out.